And friends, the Parsha goes on to remind us on our duty to judge our fellow man fairly. And then it goes on to say, in the same context, that we should not fear any man. Not fear? How could you legislate that? Which is why, my friends, those of you who decide to shrug off living a life of faith and obedience for common sense or any lesser belief system will always fall short to the Torah-believing Jew. Why? Because, friends, our future does not rely on common sense alone, and our battles we fight daily are not left up to chance. Just like it states in this parak that it is God who intercedes, it is God himself who ensures our success. In other words, there's nothing more than reason standing on the divine. And then the Parsha goes on, and within the same context, we have the Almighty tell Israel to go up, take possession, as Hashem has told you. Fear not, neither be dismayed. Again, it tells us to fear not. Also, in the 29th pasuk of the first parak, it says, referring to the giants, do not dread them and do not fear them. And friends, I think that this parsha really solidifies the destiny of the Jewish people, a destiny that defies reality. A people united by a world-shaking and impacting belief that, like it alludes in the beginning of the parsha, is useless if kept on some mountain, which is why Hashem tells us to leave. And it's also a belief that destroys us if we do not obey it, whether Jew or Gentile. An assurance that goodness and obedience does not go unrewarded. And this is why our Torah is so important, and it is so applicable and relatable to people even today. Why? Because the whole history of the Jewish people, from Abraham having a son in his old age, to the Jews leaving Egypt, to the splitting of the sea, till where they are all now, should not have happened. Because everything that happened was not supposed to happen if it was left up to natural circumstance. And that everything that happened to them didn't happen for their sake, but for the sake of the world hearing their story. And in every generation, relating to the characters and saying that if God did this for them, he could do this for me also, only if I believe and obey. And this is why Rabbi Asher says in Pesach and Pei Zayin that even the exile from Israel was only for the world to benefit by attaching themselves to Israel. You see, this is a selfless religion, my friends. And this is why I said that all these stories are just here to instruct us on how to live our lives through faith and action. And friends, by lacking any of these two components, we actually nullify and fail to live up to his instructions, and thus nullify the reason we were called, we were chosen, we were appointed in the first place. Which is exactly what's described in the first parak of this parsha, when it retells the story of the spies, that after they returned and gave a bad report and angered God, do they then act and say that we will go up now and fight, when God said that because of their disobedience, if they fight, they will lose. Again, because they initially didn't believe God enough to act when he said so, but rather when they felt comfortable to. In other words, they had the action without the faith and the obedience. So today, friends, you can decide for yourself to start living a life of purpose and blessing. You could decide to live by our God's precious instructions for humanity. Today, you can decide to join the Jewish people through conversion. If you're interested in converting to Judaism, please visit doordea.com. And if you're interested in learning anything about Judaism, please visit bejewish.org. Thank you.